Drivin Ivan here, and behind me is a 1971 Porsche 911E. Beautiful. I've never driven an early 911. I have a 911 SC from 1982, and I have a 996 daily driver, and I've driven many different Porsches. But this is my first time with an early 911, and ain't it a beauty? Will I be impressed? I bet I will, but let's find out.
Oh wow, just look at it. It's just instantly recognizable as a 911. And the baby blue, what they call crystal blue, is what makes this car very rare. There's just a handful of them in this car for the original color from the 60s to the early 70s here. I think he said there's only like 6 or 7 of them in all those years, and it's just gorgeous. It's why we love the 911. It's the quintessential sports car shape. Engine in back, and you know, where it shouldn't be, basically, but that doesn't matter. That's the allure of this car, to control the uncontrollable. And man, this is just a stellar example. A lot of chrome on this one. This is the long wheelbase and the long hood. More stability, and the chrome just makes it look great. Look at those beautiful bumpers. Just everything about it is just classic. And that's why these cars are going up so much in value. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. What's so great about these is, of course, you have the Grand Prix start key on the left-hand side so that they can start the car quicker for a Grand Prix race. But what's so cool is that even today, I've driven the 911T in an autocross. Check out my review of that one. But even my 911 SC and the 996 and the 997 and even the brand new 991, 992, the gauge cluster is laid out the same exact way. And this is, of course, a simplistic early form. The lower seats with actually horsehair in them. Incredible. Still 2 seats in back, so you can fit your kids. And the owner of this one actually does have 2 young kids that he can throw back there. So just a great sports car with 2 back seats too. An added bonus of the 911. And wow, love these floor mats. And it's just that beautiful classic look. I can even see maybe some Volkswagen Beetle in the headliner there. But it's a pure Porsche. So of course, the first thing you notice when you're driving a 911 is the gauge cluster. You've got your fuel tank over there. It says tank. And then that is your oil. I guess that's the level. And then you have the temperature, and then you have the pressure, oil pressure, truck pressure they call it. And of course, the tachometer straight in the middle. I actually have mine canted over so that red line is straight up and down, but that's the way they did them. It's nice to shift them that way, you never over rev. But there you go. This is a very low mileage car, it looks like. Maybe 28,995, 128,995, who knows. But and a clock too, radio, the vents, everything very simplistic, minimalistic, just what you need and nothing that you don't. And the coolest thing, of course, is that any 911 you get in, it's going to be very similar to this layout, even decades and decades later. So cool. So another special and interesting thing about the 911 is that the pedals come out of the floor until later models. So it's kind of a unique driving experience, something you got to get used to, but still very cool and very 911-esque. And then the Dogleg Shifter here, where you have first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and then reverse over here, similar to the Porsche 928. It's a pure Porsche, and that's why these 911s, and especially early 911s, are so sought after. Another unique aspect of the 911 is the trunk in the front, and it really is a practical car. 2 kids in the back and luggage in front too, so you can actually take it on a trip if you like. It's just a great and practical sports car too. but just a great car, really. Now checking out the engine, very similar to my 911 SC. This, I believe, is a 2.2 liter. It makes about 150 horsepower. 0 to 60, probably right around 7 seconds, and a top speed of 130 miles an hour, which of course for 1971 was plenty fast. All right, so driving the 911. It's kind of remarkable how similar it feels actually to my 911 SC, even though that car is 11 years later than this one. The sounds, everything's similar. This is a dogleg transmission, so first is back and to the left, like my 928. Check out that review elsewhere on YouTube, or any of my Porsche reviews. Just Google Drivin Ivan, your favorite Porsche. But it's very interesting how the engineering goes in Porsche and just the feel of the car. I'm kind of astounded how similar my 911 SC feels to this much earlier car. It's just the sounds, the feelings that the car gives you. The engine behind you, the sound is identical. The air-cooled Porsche engine, just pure magic, actually. And that's why people love these cars. They look great, they sound great, they drive great, they handle great, and they're just amazing. So some history on the Porsche. Basically, they were started in 1965, replaced the 356, and this one came along later in 1969. They changed the body shape to this one. So you had the 911 entry level, which was the T, and they just came out with a T. Check out my autocross review of that one. But the T was basically the entry level, and then you had the E, this one, and then the sport version. But the thing about the E is that it's actually quicker than the S, under 100 miles an hour. Accelerates quicker, and so it's kind of the one to have in a way, because the S is more expensive. And of course, they've advanced the 911 steadily, even till today. They basically engineered out all the snap oversteer that you would get from the car, where you're going hard through a turn, you get scared, lift off, and the car spins around kind of like a hammer. In this form, it's just so pure. It's a pure driving experience. You can definitely feel that it came from a Volkswagen just a little bit. There's no comparison really, except that lovely shape, and of course, you know, it's the same designer. Unlike all the Beetles, of course, Porsche 911s are fast and fun to drive, and it's really hard to tell you about it if you haven't driven a 911, but it is just absolutely pure magic. This one is so special too, because of the color and the rarity. It's really getting expensive to get into these early 911s. So in terms of pricing, you're looking at least about $50,000 just to get in one. And when you talk about something like this with the very rare crystal blue color, you know, you can get up to a couple $100,000 easily for a car like this. So they're tough to get a hold of, and you know, you can certainly go. I just bought a 996 just to get into a 911. That's probably the cheapest 911 you can buy right now. But driving a 911 is special, and let's just say I am definitely impressed with this driving experience. I am surprised how similar it feels to my 911 SC. Like I said, the later version, but that's why these air-cooled Porsches are so sought after, because they offer a driving experience. Just listen to that. The sounds, the excitement. They offer a driving experience that is extremely special, and a car that has such tradition. Basically from 1965, you're talking about almost 55 years of tradition, and it is just oh so wonderful. And they brake really well too. It's the stopping and it's the going in these cars that make them special. It's very soft when you compare it to the 911 SC, but that being said, it's very quick. It's just an earlier version. It's sprung in a softer way. but it's got the mechanical fuel injection and all the right sounds. The steering feedback, you always know what the front wheels are doing, and the steering wheel just gives you great feedback. It's bigger, kind of like a Mercedes SL, bigger than the later ones like my 911 SC, the steering wheel itself, but all the feedback is there, and that's why these cars are so good. It's like a go-kart for the street with the engine behind you and just nothing up front but light, beautiful steering. Oh, it's a special, special car. So yes, I am extremely impressed with this 1971 911E, and yes, I'm so happy that I got to drive this car because I love the color and it's just in great condition, and it really does show me everything that is great about an early 911. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out all my other videos. Just Google Porsche and Drivin Ivan, you can find them. Subscribe, share, and there you have it. I'm Drivin Ivan.